Thank you, Mr. Chair, and so colleagues, I'll be quick. This bill in its current form would be to add $70 billion to two agencies that were funded to the tune of an extra $140 billion in last year's reconciliation bill. I don't think they need this money on top of the $140 billion that we just gave them. What better could we do with $70 billion to build homes or lower housing costs, to improve child care affordability, improve higher ed options, to reverse SNAP cuts, ameliorate Medicaid cuts? That $70 billion would go a long way to helping everyday people, not supercharging an agency that has been dramatically overfunded. The money that ICE gets is larger than the militaries of many nations, and it's by far the largest budget of any law enforcement agency in the United States. And so I will oppose the bill on the grounds that this is dollars that could be much better spent. But the other thing, Mr. Chair, I want to point out, which my colleagues know, but I sometimes think for any public that's interested in this, when they hear Republicans talk about, Democrats wanting open borders, we just need to clarify the history. Shortly after I got here, it was actually the first year I was here, we worked on a bipartisan immigration reform bill that coupled a whole series of immigration reforms, from path to citizenship to visa reforms to massive investments in border security. And many Democrats supported that bill, and it passed with an overwhelming bipartisan margin here in the Senate. And then it went to a Republican House with Paul Ryan as the Speaker that refused even to take the bill up. What if we had made those investments in 2013? How different the world would look right now. But those were investments in border security and immigration reforms that Democrats strongly supported. Then, Mr. Chair, you and I worked together during President Trump's first term to offer a proposal to the White House that the White House told us they would support, that paired relief for dreamers with massive investments in border security. And we introduced a bill with 16 senators, 8 Democrats, 8 Republicans, with the White House giving us a thumbs up and a green light. And we could have invested those dollars at the border then, but within 24 hours after introducing the bill, the White House did a 180. President Trump decided he didn't like the bill, despite his pledge that he would support it. And so yet again, a proposal that was bipartisan, with Democrats weighing in for significant border funding, the rug was pulled out from under it. If we had been able to accomplish that bipartisan deal in 2013, or if we had been able to accomplish the bipartisan deal in 2018, the situation today would look so very, very different. And some of the challenges that we've seen and the cases that grab attention, cases that ought to grab attention, wouldn't have even happened. And so lest anyone think that Democrats don't want to work to fund border security, if I add up how much money I voted for border security during the time I've been here since 2013, and I can see my colleague, Senator Murray, who's been here a lot longer than me, nodding an amen nod on this, it would show that, of course, we're for border security. But the right way to do it is like we did it in 2013 or even in 2018. We can find a bipartisan path to do these things. Reconciliation is obviously an attractive item because it allows one side to just do, whatever the heck it wants. But this is an issue where there is some common cause if you just sit down and work hard enough to find it. So I'll oppose the unilateral effort that would put more money into agencies that could be better spent elsewhere. And with that, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Senator Murray.